Good afternoon and welcome to the Happy Half Hour, the 30th episode of the Happy Half Hour. I'm Leigh Kubin, Master Certified Life Coach and Weight Loss Coach.
I'm Sandra Priestley. I'm a leadership coach for female entrepreneurs and I'm a feng shui practitioner. Hello, hello.
Hello. Happy 30th.
I know. It's been 20 years since we've said that.
I know, a little bit over, but that's okay.
We get to do it all over again.
Oh, but you know what? The 30s were good.
They were.
Like
I feel smarter now.
Oh,
I
for
feel
sure.
smarter now,
For
the 30s were good.
Coming out of the 20s, like I finally felt like, okay, I'm legit. I'm a grown up. Like there was the same excitement I had going into the 30s. I had going into the 50s. 40 was not it wasn't such a thing, but
I agree.
There's magic.
Yeah.
In both.
Yeah, I totally. Yes.
So, yes.
What are we going to drink today?
Oh,
I love this process.
I know.
So for anyone that's listening, Leigh is like, it's our 30th. We got to find something special. And so we decided that we were going to go and find something that like represented each other. So I'm Canadian from Alberta, Leigh's from Texas. And for me, it was so freaking cool to go through the liquor store.
Yeah.
And find something. And what a cool process.
We need to back up and because our viewers don't know this. So one of my girlfriends came over right after our show, I don't know, a month ago, maybe. In fact, she was ringing the doorbell as we were hanging up the call. And she's like, how long have y'all been best friends? Like, y'all are so cute. And I was like, well, we've known each other for 10 or 12 years, but we didn't know each other. Like this whole thing, when we got on the podcast, we didn't know each other. We just had talked a few times and knew, we talked years ago, but recently and knew that we connected, but we didn't know how this was going to go. But I love it that, because we did like connect really, really quick. So we don't know what each other likes and we don't know, there's a lot we don't know about each other, but we find out every week.
And what's crazy is that what we find out is that we are so similar.
Oh, yes, I know.
Like what we like, and it's like, you're my sister from another country. Like it's I know, but it's like, it's so weird because we literally have, like all of a sudden we'll notice something or say something about someone else and it's like, oh my God, that's me too.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, me too. And it's the craziest of things. I can't even think of what it was the other day, but it was like, we are so alike and our situation is similar.
And I can text you in the middle of the week because you just pop into my head and I'm like, Sandra needs to hear she's a badass today. And I text you and then you were like, oh my God, I so needed that right now. And I'm like, but I did have it in my head, like, is she gonna think I'm crazy? And then I was like, it doesn't matter. She knows I'm crazy.
Right.
But I knew you needed to hear that. Yes.
And I did, because I was in the middle, I don't remember what, but I was in the middle of such a personal shitstorm, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that day,
it was Mother's Day. It was Mother's Day.
Did I feel super judged? Or I don't remember what it was, but I remember just feeling small. Like I just remember feeling kind of small and I needed my power back. And so you just texted me and it's just like, yeah, you're a badass. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm a badass. Okay, perfect. Let's go.
Well, on that note, I have to go first.
Okay.
Because of what you just said. So what I picked for our 30th episode is the Canadian swear jar.
I love it.
So it says, tastes so good, we dare you not to swear. And then this one, I think, is not from Alberta. I think it's from Montreal.
It could be.
Okay.
Could be.
Dang it, I don't have my glasses. Okay. Pay up potty mouth. whenever someone swears, they need to leave. They need to pay it up. So that basically, I can't read all this, but basically what it's saying is so you can afford to buy another bottle.
Yeah. And it's like, if you say the F word, I think it is on the back. It's like, if you say the F word, it's like $2. And
I
is that
don't
what
see
it
all
is?
of that. In America, we don't
There's a,
pay more.
you don't have on the very back, oh, you don't have the same thing as we do on the back. Okay.
All swear words in America must be created equal, but I want to show you this cool cork if I can open it.
I want to show you this. So for anyone, yeah. So fuck is $2, and I don't know. That's like a random something or other. I don't even know what that one is.
I feel gypped.
For $1. Shit is 50 cents, and I don't even know what this one is. It starts with a C and it ends with a P. Okay, like I don't even know what that swear word is. So that's 25 cents. I could save my 25 cents, but $2 for the word fuck, like I'm in trouble.
Like, I mean, how many times have you said that? Just
already,
you owe me like
probably
$6 at least. Venmo me. But look at this big old cork.
I know.
Like,
it's the coolest,
it is
right?
a cool little bottle.
I know, I love it.
So anyway,
I love it.
Okay. Now Paul made me an old fashioned with it because I was like, baby, I don't think I've evolved quite that far yet where I can just sip on it straight. What can you do? And so he made me an old fashioned, and it's been sitting here for a few minutes. So the ice is melted. And of course, I'm still in my happiest hour glass.
Okay.
Oh, and it smells delicious.
And so what is in the old fashioned? Oh my God. Right?
Oh, fuck.
I know, right? $2. So my son, he used to drink whiskey, and he said it's really smooth. Like it's a really smooth whiskey, and it doesn't taste plasticky. And I'm like, some of them taste plasticky. What?
Wow.
But he said some of them have that little aftertaste, but he loves that one. He said it, well, I don't know about loves, but like he's got some that are really good. But he said,
wow.
Yeah, it's
I don't
so
know
smooth.
In the old fashioned, I will text Paul and ask him, but that is amazing. Okay, what are you drinking? I can't wait. Tell me.
Okay, I went through so many. I'm like, okay, show me what's from Texas. And the girl's like, I don't know. Okay. Then I went, so I'm looking through, but I needed to buy whiskey. When I was in university, I worked at a brew pub as well, and a dance club actually. And so when all the people were drinking like amaretto shots, I would be drinking shots of Crown Royal. Like I was a badass when I was 20. And so I know, yeah. And so I was like, okay, I have to do the whiskey. Like I don't typically drink it a lot, but I have to do the whiskey. I have to, because you've been in this whiskey kick and everything else. And so I was looking at all of these cool whiskeys. As it turns out, Canada is like the whiskey capital of the universe. I don't know, but there are a lot of cool whiskeys. And one of them was called Caribou Crossing. I did not buy this one, by the way, but it was called Caribou Crossing. It was in the most beautiful box with the most beautiful northern lights. We have beautiful northern lights here. And it was $90 a bottle. It comes in this beautiful box. And I almost bought that one, but it was Canadian. So I instead decided peanut butter whiskey from the States was going to be my thing. So it is Revelstoke peanut butter whiskey. And this one comes from Minnesota.
Oh, well, it's the United States. So there's that.
But it's, yeah, like I was looking and I'm like, Kate, no, I got to buy one from the States. So yes. Oh, wait, hang on. This is it. This is even, it's the ingredients. Canadian whiskey. I think it's a Canadian thing. Who knew? So Canadian whiskey, sugar, water, natural and artificial flavors, and caramel color. But it is, yeah, okay. Well,
Okay.
it's not entirely. Are you sure you're not from Canada?
Well,
It's
maybe,
not entirely the States, but apparently
but a
we like
little
whiskey.
bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
So but I also bought, I had to buy like a big ass ice cube.
Yes,
I bought,
nice.
and then I have put in, I don't know about this, but I put in this cute little lemon rind. We'll see what it tastes like with the
Yeah, I
peanut
don't
butter.
know, with the lemon and the peanut butter. Let me know.
I think it smells awesome.
Okay.
Oh, my, that's good.
Oh, you like?
I do. I can't really taste the lemon, but the peanut butter, it's like, it's smooth and it does taste like peanut butter.
It doesn't it? But not in an obnoxious way.
No, it's true. And you know what else? I kind of love this about it. So you know how I always like Google things. So I Google like alcohols. I don't Google anything else, but I Googled it and all of the recipes. Okay, you add it. It's really good with coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, I love coffee. It's really good in milkshakes.
It's really good in hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate. I know I did not see that one. Yeah. You can mix it with Bailey's and cream and this whiskey with caramel syrup on the inside. You can put it in a shot glass with like chocolate around the end and the little Reese's Pieces on the corner. Like,
oh
yeah.
wow.
This is the fanciest of fancy. And it is so tasty. And I do not have any tonic water, any soda water, any
nothing. It's just, yeah, it's weird
cola.
how you yeah. Oh wait, we gotta have a little toast.
Oh, okay.
Happy 30th. Did I do it right?
Yeah. This is so, and I also happen to be, shout out to our police, but I am drinking it in an RCMP ball class. I know. So, okay, I'm a little bit more Canadian today, I guess.
Look at that.
Anyway, it's super tasty and not harsh.
No. And if you get sugar-free hot chocolate,
yeah,
it's kind of guilt-free.
Okay.
So
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
You know, it's not something that you would probably do every day, but sitting around the campfire, like especially when we're camping.
Totally.
Mm-hmm. But
So
you got to try
good.
the salted caramel too.
I did not see the salted caramel, but I did see a lot of like I think it was green apple or apple spice, and
Paul got me a peach
hot
one.
cinnamon and peach, and yeah, all of these really cool flavors.
Well, Paul got me a peach one, and I was like, I'm not drinking peach whiskey on our 30th episode. Like I have been evolving, and I'm telling you, this is the quickest evolution I have ever seen, because I mean, it's just been weeks. Like I'm just,
yeah.
And we went to Maria's 3rd birthday party. So Maria's my granddaughter, for those that don't know, my beautiful little Maria. And so she turned 3, we went to her party, and it was at this restaurant. We were outdoors. It had a playscape. Lots of stuff for the kids to do. There was live music. Like it was just a great venue. And there weren't a ton of kids. I mean, she's 3. It was mostly family. So it was, you know, our family. And then Mona has this, you know, big, close family. And so there were quite a few of us. And so I went to the bar to get a drink. And they had something called the San Antonio. Because I'm like, I need a whiskey drink. I think I sent you a picture of it.
Yes.
But it can't be full on just like straight up whiskey. It needs to be a little mix of something. And they're like, the San Antonio is really good. And so I'm like, okay, I'll try it. So I get the San Antonio and I walk outside, and I'm, you know, walking along, and Logan walks up to me, Mom, what are you drinking?
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, you don't watch my show.
I'm a badass. Didn't you know?
You missed it. So then we go back to the bar and we get him one. And then I took a picture with us and we're kind of toasting with it. But he was very thoroughly impressed because, I mean, he sees me drinking wine. Like,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
like, you're drinking what? So that was a moment where, and it's funny because he used to drink red wine with me, like, and he still does, but that was sort of what we would, you know, he'd come over and we'd pour a glass of wine, and apparently now we're going to pour some whiskey.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So
So,
tell me what happened this week. You went to the party. What else happened?
oh my gosh.
I
Well, the
have-
party was just amazing because the family was together. My poor mother and stepdad couldn't make it. Like, they were literally on their way. They were probably 2 hours away and
Mhm.
2 hours into their trip. And she calls me. We're on the road. She goes, so I just got a call from my friend I was with last night, and she has COVID.
Oh,
And she said, I wasn't just with her. I was sitting next to her. I think I hugged her 3 times. I'm like, did you share
Oh,
wine?
yeah, yeah.
And she's like, I just don't know what to do. And I'm like,
Yeah.
like, probably not. Like, and the thing
Yeah.
was, is that her friend was exposed on Wednesday, and by
Mhm.
Saturday she had symptoms.
Oh,
And she didn't know she was exposed on Wednesday, I think, until Friday
yeah.
night. I mean, it wasn't like she
Yeah.
went there knowing, but I
Yeah.
think she found out, and my mom was just like, I feel bad because I feel like I need to be there,
Yeah.
but I don't want to go there and then get everybody sick. I mean,
Right.
so
Yeah.
she didn't get to make it, but most of the family was there. And my favorite thing about Maria's birthday is that, you know, Logan was born on Paul's birthday.
Oh,
And
cool.
Paul, it did not donate the sperm that got
Mhm.
you know, Paul really chose this role. And when he brought home his pregnant girlfriend,
Right.
he didn't get pregnant.
Right. Right.
His parents did not bat an eye. His family did not bat an eye.
Wow.
And they, you know, were accepting. And I mean, it was just a beautiful, like, I'm sitting here going, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
But I feel like the universe delivered Logan on Paul's birthday as a gift
Right.
to Anita. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just always been like, that's just the way I've seen that. Well,
Mhm.
Logan grows up. Stan and Anita are there for all of it. And Logan has a daughter. And Logan's daughter is born on Anita's, my mother-in-law's mother's birthday.
That's so crazy.
And when it happened, it was shocking, but it was like, of course that she was
Right.
born on her birthday. And I
Right.
just feel like that has just been gifts that they
Mhm.
have received because of what they did. And so
Yeah.
her birthday's special to me for that, because I don't know, but I can imagine how special it must be for my mother-in-law,
Mhm.
you know, to have that baby that you chose, his baby, you know. So it's
Yeah.
just a special,
Yeah.
beautiful thing for me. So, but anyway, it was an
Cool.
amazing weekend.
Oh, I
Absolutely
love it.
amazing.
I
And
love
then
it.
I came home. We got home on Monday. We played around a little in San Antonio before we came home, and relaxed, got everything ready for Monday. And I'd had a doctor's appointment on Monday, and I've had it scheduled for several weeks. My doctor had been on me because there were a couple of things going on with me that she was concerned about, but not, I mean, she was like, I just don't want to miss anything. So go see this cardiologist.
Okay.
So she sends me to the and I kind of drug my ass
Mhm.
in scheduling the appointment, because I'm like, I'm fine.
Mhm.
But something was like, no, you need to go. And
Okay.
in the past couple of weeks, I have had episodes of being dizzy and
Mm.
like almost passing out, like,
Mhm.
but I always have an excuse. I'm stressed. Oh, I stood up too fast. Oh, blah, blah, blah.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I don't think a whole lot of it. And then I go to the appointment. This doctor is phenomenal. And they run an EKG, I think, on me. And she
Okay.
comes back and she's like, yeah, this is going on with your heart. And it's called something, and I can't, left branch block something.
Okay.
And she's walking me through what it means and where it could go and all of this stuff. And like, because I've got to go in for different testing because they've got to figure out what they need to do. And she's kind of going worst case scenario for a minute.
Mhm.
And I'm like, well, what do I need to know now? What do I need to do now?
Right.
And it was so interesting because old Leigh, even though I'm older now, would have latched on to because I don't even remember the things that she was saying.
Right.
I just know that there are certain tests that I need to get done to see what we need to do to correct it. And it was one of those moments where I sort of wanted to go to fear, like, oh my God, I'm so scared. And then I went to, but what do you know?
Right.
What do you know right now? And so I have been able to look at, well, I don't know anything. All I know is that I'm going to go get this stuff checked out.
Mhm.
I'm not going down worst case scenario lane. I'm not
Mhm.
thinking all of the things that paralyze me,
Right.
but I'm also thinking, what do you want to do with your life?
Oh, I love it.
You know, live, you don't know what's coming. I could get in the car tomorrow and something could happen.
Yeah.
Don't miss an opportunity. When you
Right.
get the nudge, act. When you
Mhm.
feel the impulse, do it and listen to that voice.
Yeah.
And so it's been such an interesting week because something that would have derailed me in the past and terrified the hell out of me has brought me to everything always works out for you. You don't
Mhm.
need to worry about anything because the natural order takes place. So just relax and focus on creating what you want.
Well, and you know, you're living your message. Like I'm listening to you, and all I keep thinking is, but you're living your message, because your message is that of Abraham. But it's like, what is the story that you're telling yourself?
Yeah.
Like what do you want to create and tell that story? And
Mhm.
so you're living your message in not creating more fear or the doomsday sort of stuff,
Yes.
which is normal for us to do. Like the default,
It is
the
the default.
default,
I wouldn't say normal, but I would say default. Yes.
yes, the default is for us to tell the worst case scenario, worry about the worst case scenario, worry about it so that you can like figure out what you're going to do when it happens. But like, we don't know.
Yeah.
Like, we don't
And
have a clue. It could be nothing.
no.
It could be,
And
like it's like,
my past tells me that I don't need to worry about anything, that
right.
everything really resolves itself. So
Yeah,
all I really need to be focused on is what do I want?
exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. And we could, like, what is it, that saying where it's like, um, worry doesn't help us prepare for the future. Okay, I'm creating my own thing now because I don't remember what
Okay,
it
but
was, but
it's
it's something
something
like,
about it keeps us from living in the present. We
yes,
miss the moment
it,
because we're worried about something that's going to happen.
right. It's
Yeah,
like worrying doesn't help us in the future, but it does ruin the present.
correct.
Something like that. And it's so true. I did not handle myself well this week. So just side note here, because I had a situation happen and it was not life threatening. I mean, we had a couple, we had one a few weeks ago, but this week it was just like, a situation happened and I started to think, okay, how am I going to handle this and what am I going to do, and blah, blah, blah. And I started to just not like kind of guess at what this meant and then branch off onto all the different ways that I could handle it. And I had a conversation with Cam, and he's just like, yeah, or you could just give it to the angels. And I'm like, oh, damn it. Damn it. Where were you like 16 hours ago? But this is the thing. Do I know better? Yeah. But our default is going to be to go to the fear. And so it's a conscious effort to stay in the present moment. It's a conscious effort not to tell the story. It's consciously being in that awareness piece of what you're doing, what you're thinking, what your self-talk is. And so I've really been working on that since, because I noticed I had a lot of like my talk track, my limiting beliefs, my thoughts, my fears, they were all sort of brought to the surface, but I think all at once, almost in an effort for me to see how toxic they were.
Yeah.
Because we're not ever perfect. I mean, sometimes we go down no matter how much mindset work I do.
Sure. Yeah.
And sometimes I avoid it too, right? Like I'm in resistance of it. Like it's the toxic cycle that I know. So I'm going to resist doing the work that I need to. Like, am I telling a story that I don't want? Yes. Let's just forget about that. Let's keep telling the story, right? And then we consciously have to do it. And then sometimes we're so grounded, we're so in the vortex. It's like, you're in control. You're emotionally in control. You're emotionally intelligent. Your talk track is good, and everything just flows, and that feels powerful.
It does. But I know what you're talking about, because I call it 2-year-old Leigh.
Right.
When I'm in that resistance, like I'm resistant to everything, and I'm just kind of, and I'm like, you need to listen to Abraham. And I'm like, you can't make me. That kind of
right.
And then I'm like, okay, 2-year-old Leigh, like, really?
Yeah. That's exactly what it's like. Yeah. It's like, no, I don't wanna.
You can't make me.
Yeah. And then if we can push past that and get to, then you get to the good stuff, and then you feel powerful. But
that's just when you pat yourself on the head and go, okay, honey, here's Abraham.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, it's like, for the majority of times, the majority of my days, I spend in that state of awareness, that heightened state of like who I am in my body, how I feel, what my thoughts are, what I'm telling myself, like for the majority of the time. And then it's funny. Usually it's my kids that trigger me into the fear. It's not my own stuff. It's not my husband's stuff, but it's like my kids, for some reason, they trigger me into this like spin cycle of bullshit.
Does it remind you of you being a kid and your fear of what they're going to do?
Maybe.
Because I know for me, that's what it is. Like there are things that come up that I literally feel like I'm that age again. And I remember where I was and the turmoil that I was in. And I'm feeling that, even though that's not even what's going on.
Right.
And so it's so important to stop, and it's hard, but, and really look at, okay, what's the truth? What's happening right here? Not what happened to me, not what I did, not the choices I made. What are they actually doing?
Well, and for me, what I always talk about is like facts, not assumption, and facts, like facts, not assumption, and facts, not a story.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like what is the facts? And I mean, not the facts as I think they are.
Yeah.
Like the actual facts.
That sliver in the midst of all this bullshit that we're telling.
Right. Like, and it's not opinions. It's not what Aunt Sally says. It's not Karen. It's not anyone else. It's like, what are the facts that you know them? and also like not, I know what she thinks, so that's fact. That's not fucking fact. That's still bullshit. And so, yeah, it's like some days I slip off, but the majority of the time I try to stay in that moment of, moment to moment, what am I wanting to create?
Yeah. But
So
I wish that we could live there all day, every day, but then we wouldn't have contrast.
well, it's the yin and yang of it all,
Yeah.
right? It's
And we
the
got to
yin
know
and
what
yang
we
of it all.
want and what we do. Because when we see what we don't want, instead of going, oh no, that's bad, I can never have that again. But what do I want? If this is not it, what is it? And then go do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. And that's, it's so true though. Like the yin and the yang symbol, it's like you can't have the light without the dark.
Yeah.
You can't have the bright without, without the dull, and you can't have the loud without the quiet, because if everything was loud, you wouldn't notice that it was fucking loud.
No.
If everything was happy and, rainbows and sunshine and lollipops, you would never really truly appreciate them.
Mhm.
I
We came here to experience life. We didn't come here for like rainbows and lollipops. Like there is
they would get boring.
It would it would be like really another lollipop. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But
right.
We learn how to work our way through situations. And it's always exhilarating. Sometimes it sucks. But when we get past it and we see what we did, there is an element to that,
Right. Yeah.
So,
yeah, I so agree. Like it's like well, we wouldn't celebrate. We're celebrating 30 episodes, but like we wouldn't have anything to celebrate if every day was a celebration about something, right?
Correct.
Like, and I really believe that life is about, I was just saying this the other day actually to a client of mine. She's a business client, like a business coaching client. And she was saying, well, I don't know if I should use Instagram or like, should I do reels or should I do this or should I do that? And I said to her, if your business is like art and you're the artists have, and this goes for everything, it's not just business, but artists have, they're artistic. So they could use watercolor, they could use charcoal, they could use like one of those cool knives and like the thick paint, the acrylic paint or the oil base or whatever. And you could use pencil, you could use all of these different things, and you could, pour paint. Man, coolest things ever. And sometimes people like to paint in their garage, and sometimes people like to paint on, I don't know, in Paris on the street. And our goal is to figure out learn about ourselves and what modality do we like? What is it that we thrive in, and do more of that. And so I said to her, business is truly just getting to know yourself, trying it all and getting to know yourself. What is it that you do effortlessly? What is it that you love? What is it that inspires the fuck out of you? And do more of that and less of the stuff that you don't know. But here's the thing, you can never fucking figure it out if you don't know what you don't like.
Right.
And it's the same thing. You can never feel the celebration if you don't feel the failure.
Yeah.
You can never truly feel like, holy hell, I did it. And you don't feel that you've also struggled to get there.
Right.
If everything was fucking easy, it wouldn't be fun when you got it.
It would just be, oh yeah, that happened. Instead of that heart.
Well, yeah. And even you, exactly. Even you saying, like earlier, you were saying, oh my gosh, I can't wait to tell you because I had this shit come up and I handled it like a badass. Like I handled it so well. And that's the thing. Even that was a celebration for you.
Yeah. Oh,
like the awareness of like, whoa, wait a minute. Yeah. I navigated this with power.
Yeah.
With insightfulness and power and awareness and emotional stability. And like, I kick ass. And you wouldn't recognize it if you didn't have the other.
Oh, for sure. Because
you
I
know?
have been on the other side of it, paralyzed,
Yeah,
fearful. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. I mean, maybe
right.
not that much, but just
Yeah,
that holy shit. Like, and
yeah.
and so to not have that experience here was, yeah, it was a celebration.
Badass.
Yeah. And
Badass. It's a
badass.
celebration, right?
Mhm.
And the more we can do that, the better.
Yeah.
Like, and even if we start one tiny little thing, I was talking to
Mm.
a woman reached out to me by DM a couple of weeks ago. And she was like, oh, maybe I talked about this on last week's podcast. I can't remember, but it was like she was really down and she
Yeah,
was
she's
saying,
the one
oh,
that you planted a seed with.
right.
Yeah.
And it's like, everything is kind of coming and kicking me in the butt. And like, even just if we can just get her that one to see the one little gift,
Yeah.
it
Mhm.
feels like power and
Yeah.
success and celebration, and it feels good.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
have got a coaching client, and earlier she was talking about how frustrated she is and fearful she is because she feels like she's going to run out of money. And she has
Mhm.
all of these things coming up, and she doesn't see where she's going to get the money. And I mean, it's health stuff. I mean, her teeth, it's her knees.
Aw,
It's a lot of stuff that require a lot of them, and their insurance isn't very good. And
aw.
she's like, all my teeth are going to fall out. I'm not going to be able to walk. And what did I say to her, Sandra?
What was the story you're telling yourself?
And
Story do you want to
it's like,
tell?
what do you want to happen? And she
Yeah.
would start to tell me, and then she would go, and she would back up and go into that story. And finally, I was like, okay, I'm going to talk for a minute. Like, let me tell you a story. And I just shared with her things that have come up for me
Yeah.
that I've had to look at. Like, our garage door broke. I might have shared this story, but that's okay. Our garage door broke one day, and it wasn't and I might not have.
Okay.
Um,
I don't remember,
it
but I
wasn't
have a
like it
feeling.
broke in half, but they needed to put a new track in and put a new door on. It was old.
Mhm.
And so, because we wanted them to come out and just fix it, they're like, yeah, it can't be fixed. And so we found out how much it was. I don't know if it was $2,000 or what it was, but at the time, we didn't have the money for it. Like, it was not in the budget.
Yeah.
And instead of me freaking out and going, oh my gosh, I've got a door, I can't afford it, I'm never going to be able to park in the garage again, like all that nonsense,
Yeah.
something welled up in me like excitement. And I was like, we're getting ready to get some money. Like,
Mhm.
I just know it because this has to be fixed, and it is not in
Mhm.
our budget. So money is coming. And I
Mhm.
let it go. And within 3 weeks, we had a new garage door, and we upgraded it a little bit,
Wow.
because the one that we were going to put in, like, that we just like, what is the cheapest door you have? We didn't have the money for.
Right.
We got to get the one we wanted.
Nice.
So and
Nice.
I'm trying to shift her thoughts, but I planted a seed today.
Mhm.
And I'm anxious to see where it goes, because by the end of our call, she was going, oh, and you could see her wheels turning, not complete buy-in, not, wasn't there yet, but I'm like, play with this, see what comes up.
Yeah.
But that's all we can do
Yeah.
is plant seeds,
Right.
because they
Yeah.
know what they need to do more than we do.
Right.
But
Yeah.
we know they need to be in alignment and be in the vortex.
Right. Well, and for me too, I was listening to a coaching call from my coach, and she was really talking about like she talks about having your best month ever, like every day, have the
Mm,
best day ever, have the best month ever.
mhm.
And she talked about the difference in the energy of saying that word, because sometimes people are like, I'm gonna have the best month ever, and the energy that comes with it is like excitement and a little bit anger. Like, it's like like it feels. And she was asking, like, how does that feel in your body? And I'm like, that feels like resistance.
Uh,
It feels like resistance to me when I'm saying, I'm going to have the best month ever and this is going to be fucking kick ass and I'm going to do that. Like, that feels
you look resistant.
not
when you
like
say it,
flow. I know, like my, you know, my eyebrows go together
right?
but then she said, you know, or you can say, oh, I'm going to have the best month ever.
Mm.
Oh, I'm so excited to see how this is going to happen. Like, how is this going to happen? Like, what can we open up to? Like, what kind of magical possibilities are out this? This is going to be exciting. I'm going to have the best month ever. And it's just going to come to me effortlessly. And it's just going to be like, I can't wait. I can't wait to see like how I'm going to manifest this and what's going to happen. What kind of magical stuff comes to me and like what kind of opportunities and ideas and creative things. How is this going to be the best month ever? I don't know, but it's going to be the best month ever. Surrender. It's
That
like,
felt
that's how,
so good.
right?
Like I could feel that in my body.
I know. It's resistance and surrender. I swear it. And that's like, I was thinking about this lately, like how I can manifest large sums of money. Like when I need it, when I want it, when I just decide, you know, and it's truly because I've been able to do this and grow it, you know, like I started with, you know, like smaller amounts of money and then just like, oh, okay, well, a
because if you
quarter
can
is
do
the
this,
same
you
as
can do
1,000.
this, and then you can do
right.
that. Yeah.
And so I just like over time just grew the amounts of money that I can manifest. So now all of a sudden it's like, oh, $15,000. How'd that come in?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. And or 300,000. Like it's like it just because I don't have the resistance for it. I just have like, what kind of possibilities are out there? And it just, I make it fun. I play with it and it's like, this is going to be cool. But I also then I have other areas where I'm still working on the resistance and like allowing that trust piece and that faith piece and you know, less like make it happen. How can I take this rubber mallet to this square peg and smash it into
happen? Let the universe deliver it.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it really has been, and you can feel it in your body.
Yeah.
Like you can totally feel that. And I think too often we try to manifest with force. We do. And it doesn't work as well as that when we release and just let, you know, it's like, I'll ask for like, can you take care of this for me? You know, you've got all those angels up there saying, what do you need help with? Hey, dummy, why are you working so hard? Can you just ask me for a little help? I'm bored up here. I'm bored. I need something to do, but you're muscling away at it, you know. I'll be here. I'm drinking peanut butter whiskey up here waiting for you.
Waiting. Girl, we are so out of time. Like,
oh my God.
Like but you know what? I'm feeling like this is our 30th episode and it went by quick and things needed to be said. So
I agree. It's good to celebrate.
Oh, happy 30th.
Yeah.
So excited. I can't believe 50 will be here before we know it, girl.
I know. I can't wait for 100.
Oh my gosh. Now that we might need to be in person for.
Oh yeah. That would be even better.
Like for real.
That would be even better. We're going to start planning our 100th episode.
Okay.
Did you know, PS, I had someone tell me that most podcasts do not go over 10 episodes.
Oh, well, we're at 30. So boom.
We're kicking ass. I know. All right.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Have a great week. And we will see you next Thursday on the Happy Half Hour. Bye.
Bye.